Maximiliano, a young man, moved to a house in Buenos Aires, San Telmo district, in 2010. The house, with its high ceilings and antique air, seemed ideal. Its proximity to his university, where he studied photography and advertising, made it an easy choice. The house had high ceilings and an antique air. Maximiliano's life revolved between the university and his home. His spare moments were spent chatting online, primarily with a Uruguayan girl named Karina. There was a certain affinity between them, enough to keep him engaged even through a computer screen. As time passed, Maximiliano's other contacts faded, leaving him focused on Karina. They communicated without webcams, and intriguingly, Karina had no profile pictures. Maxi enjoyed the mystery, crafting an image of her in his mind. However, one night, everything changed. Opening the chat as usual, Maximiliano found Karina online. They began chatting, and at one point, Karina typed, "You look better today." The word, "look," puzzled Maximiliano, who checked to ensure his camera wasn't accidentally on. He responded, "How can you see me?" He expected Karina to say it was merely an expression, but to his astonishment, she confessed something she'd kept hidden until then. She revealed a unique ability to perceive people and their surroundings without using her eyes. She could see individuals, among us, that others couldn't. Maximiliano was confused by this, but remained calm. Karina insisted that this ability was real, that it made her very tired every time she looked at people that way. But even so, she could not help it. It was something she did by instinct. Maximiliano, increasingly skeptical, asked for proof. Karina accepted the challenge and typed, "I see you're having coffee," a white cup resembling a vase beside a keyboard. Which was true. In his momentary shock, Maximiliano thought it could be a lucky guess. He demanded more precise evidence. Agreeing, Karina typed, "Well, I see your tidy room. I like it. I also see a CD rack, and the white t-shirt you're wearing suits you well." Maximiliano was chilled by her words. It was too accurate to be mere coincidence. He distanced himself from her, because of all the thoughts and fears those words provoked. Until one night, after a long silence, Maximiliano found a message from Karina. "Are you there?" Initially, he wanted to close the chat, still suspicious of her. However, he responded. Karina apologized for troubling him, but had something to warn him about. She could see unusual things in his home in San Telmo, things he wouldn't want to believe. "There's someone else there, and I don't like it." "Something malevolent," she said. As he read her message, Maximiliano heard noises in his living room as if furniture were being moved. Focusing, he heard steps approaching his door. Trembling, he asked Karina what she saw. "But what do you see? Do you see anything? What do you see? I hear noises in my house." The wait felt eternal, but when the message finally came, it paralyzed him with terror. "Stay still. It's right behind you." He felt someone behind him, but dared not turn around. In complete darkness, he hesitated. Then, the chilling response from Karina arrived. "It's there, beside your bed, a charred man." Terrified, Maximiliano rushed from the room, experiencing unexplained nightly noises and misplaced items. This marked a before and after in the boy's life. He heard very strange noises in his dining room. And the next morning, he discovered that some objects had been moved and ornaments were broken or scattered on the floor. Something was definitely manifesting in their house every night. Until one night, tired of everything that was happening to him, he decided to record it all. Reviewing the footage the next day, most minutes passed uneventfully, until 1:43 and 27 seconds a.m. A chair moved. 37 seconds later, there was another movement, this time more abrupt. Stunned by what he had just seen, he began to investigate the history of the house. He questioned several neighbors about what had happened and soon solved the mystery. The former owner of his house was a man who had built it himself with his own means. Although time passed, he never wanted to leave his home, but one tragic day he was caught in a fire from which he could not escape and died in his beloved home. Because of this, people in the neighborhood claim that the man's spirit still resides in the house. Knowing this, Maximiliano planned to leave. However, his last night in the house, he awoke to a grisly sight: a charred figure by his bedside. This was Maximiliano's last terrifying encounter in the haunted San Telmo house. He realized he was the intruder, and the true owner, refusing to leave, was still in residence, reclaiming what was once his.